Chauvelin. "Dishonour and ridicule," replied the other quietly. "Bah!" "In exchange for his life and that of his wife." "As the woman told you just now, he will refuse." "We shall see, citizen." "You are mad to think such things, citizen, and ill serve the Republic by sparing her bitterest foe." A long, sarcastic laugh broke from Chauvelin's parted lips. "Spare him? Spare the Scarlet Pimpernel?" he ejaculated. "Nay, citizen, you need have no fear of that. But believe me, I have schemes in my head by which the man whom we all hate will be more truly destroyed than your guillotine could ever accomplish. Schemes whereby the hero who is now worshipped in England as a demigod will suddenly become an object of loathing and of contempt. Ah! I see you understand me now. I wish to so cover him with ridicule that the very name of the small wayside flower will become a term of derision and of scorn. Only then shall we be rid of these pestilential English spies, only then will the entire League of the Scarlet Pimpernel become a thing of the past, when its whilom leader, now thought akin to a god, will have found refuge in a suicide's grave from the withering contempt of the entire world. Chauvelin had spoken low, hardly above a whisper, and the echo of his last words died away in the great squalid room like a long drawn out sigh. There was dead silence for a while, save for the murmur of the wind outside, and from the floor above the measured tread of the sentinel guarding the precious hostage in number 6. Both men were staring straight in front of them. Collot d'Herbois, incredulous, half contemptuous, did not altogether approve of these schemes which seemed to him wild and uncanny. He liked the direct simplicity of a summary trial, of the guillotine, or of his own well stage-managed noyade. He did not feel that any ridicule or dishonour would necessarily paralyse a man in his efforts at intrigue, and would have liked to set Chauvelin's authority aside, to behead the woman upstairs, and then to take his chances of capturing the man later on. But the orders of the Committee of Public Safety had been peremptory. He was to be Chauvelin's help, not his master, and to obey in all things. He did not dare take any initiative in the matter, for in that case, if he failed, the reprisals against him would indeed be terrible. He was fairly satisfied now that Chauvelin had accepted his suggestion of summarily sending to the guillotine one member of every family resident in Boulogne, if Marguerite succeeded in effecting an escape, and of a truth Chauvelin had hailed the fiendish suggestion with delight. The old Abbe with his nephew and niece were undoubtedly not sufficient deterrents against the daring schemes of the Scarlet Pimpernel, who, as a matter of fact, could spirit them out of Boulogne just as easily as he would his own wife. Collot's plan tied Marguerite to her own prison cell more completely than any other measure could have done, more so indeed than the originator thereof knew or believed. A man like this d'Herbois, born in the gutter, imbued with every brutish tradition which generations of jailbirds had bequeathed to him, would not perhaps fully realise the fact that neither Sir Percy nor Marguerite Blakeney would ever save themselves at the expense of others. He had merely made the suggestion because he felt that Chauvelin's plans were complicated and obscure, and above all insufficient, and that perhaps after all the English adventurer and his wife would succeed in once more outwitting him, when there would remain the grand and bloody compensation of a wholesale butchery in Boulogne. But Chauvelin was quite satisfied. He knew that under present circumstances neither Sir Percy nor Marguerite would make any attempt to escape. The ex-ambassador had lived in England, he understood the class to which these two belonged, and was quite convinced that no attempt would be made on either side to get Lady Blakeney away, whilst the present ferocious order against the breadwinner of every family in the town held good. Aye, the measures were sound enough. Chauvelin was easy in his mind about that. In another 24 hours he would hold the man completely in his power who had so boldly outwitted him last year. Tonight he would sleep in peace. An entire city was guarding the precious hostage. "We'll go to bed now, citizen," he said to Collot, who, tired and sulky, was moodily fingering the papers on the table. The scraping sound which he made thereby grated on Chauvelin's overstrung nerves. He wanted to be alone, and the sleepy brute's presence here jarred on his own solemn mood. To his satisfaction, Collot grunted a surly assent. Very leisurely he rose from his chair, stretched out his loose limbs, shook himself like a shaggy cur, and without uttering another word, he gave his colleague a curt nod, and slowly lounged out of the room. Chapter 24.